Morning. I'm on the scrounge this morning. We did find a bit of land, so I'm on the scrounge. But first up, Greg's Breakfast of Champions. They put this little Greg's at a petrol station that I drive past literally every day. I just can't help myself. £4.75. But getting a latte. So I've got a bunch of ewes that we need some keep for. So I'm literally just gonna go and bang on some doors, see if anyone's got anything. There's a couple of arable boys that I sort of twist their arms a little bit. They're so close to letting us graze a few things. And we're just gonna have to see if we're lucky today, I think. Otherwise, I think we're gonna have to sell some ewes and lambs. So this is what it is. Just been checking the sheep. You are not gonna believe this. Our friend's back. I don't get it. Why does he keep stopping in my gateway? Go away. Horseflies? What's the point? Do you know what I mean? There literally is no point in them. They're just a bug that goes around biting you. Why? Right, as I said, we're on the scrounge for land. We lost 40 acres of grass and shit, and I'm feeling it. I'm starting to feel it a bit. We've got a bunch of sheep, not even very many, maybe 60 ewes with their lambs that need to move. Worst case, I'm gonna bring them back here. We might be a bit tight at this farm. There's a lot of these schemes now, so don't get me wrong, I've never ever claimed one of these schemes, so I'm not 100% au fait with them. We used to get a European subsidy, so when we were part of the EU, there used to be a subsidy that all farmers got, and it was just basically a single farm payment. Now they've changed that because we've left Europe to different schemes, and there's different amounts of money if you do different things. And some of these schemes are, you take bits of your land and you can plant things for nature, and some of these mixes are like rye grasses and like clovers. In some of these schemes you can graze them. There's a period you can't graze them, say 6 weeks that you can't graze them, and then all the rest of the time you can use sheep to manage it. There's other schemes that people put in which pay more that you can't graze, and you have to mow them every like month, which is just absolutely bonkers, because some of these people that have put them in have put like 150 acres, 200 acres in, which my whole sheep enterprise could have lived off that. But you're not allowed to graze them. So very, very frustrating, but just classic UK government. Don't know what they're up to. Anywho, we might know someone that might have a bit of keep. So I've got a few people to ring, see if we can't get a bit of land. The other thing about these is they're very good for the sheep. Like, all our land is old. Like, this is old ass stuff. It's not got very high feed value, whereas these are like brand new, full of protein, like top finishing ground. We just need to ring some people and find out. That's what I'm gonna do now. Otherwise, we're just gonna sell some. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. If you don't ask, you don't get. I don't suppose you've got anything that we can graze at all. I know you mentioned something in the past that there might come available. Anything. 10 hectare, yeah, don't mow it. Please. Yeah, cheers, bye, bye. That could be promising. There's another place that we graze in the winter. He knows I'm on the ponce. Sorry, I just missed you. Oh, really? Oh, you legend. Good man. I'm gonna head up that way in a couple of hours anyway, so I'll have a look this afternoon if that's all right. All right, cheers, mate. Bye, bye. Oh, that's really good. Okay, so there is a possibility we have just got 20 hectares. It is a mix that you are allowed to graze, so I'm gonna go and have a look at it. Other plan for today with the ducks. When I've been at the farm here, I've been letting the ducks out for a few hours. Look at the size of these guys. See ya. You are so filthy, honestly. Look at the state of that. I've got to go and pick Zoe up and take her somewhere. Zoe's currently podcast, which is pretty mental, isn't it? And then I'm gonna, on the way home tonight, I'm gonna go and drop in on some sheep and just try and start shearing some. I'm just gonna do it of an evening because I'm not a very good shearer and I can't do that many. So I'm just gonna break myself in every evening, just drop by because they're easy to get in there. Just buzz a few, fleeces off, should be all right. But I am in pain because me and a friend of mine went kayaking on Saturday down the river. We just bought a little inflatable kayak, took a crate of beer with us, and a crate of gin and tonics, and just done a pub crawl down the river, and it was really fun, I'm not gonna lie, but we ended up rowing for like 8 hours and my body's in bits. So yeah, shearing's not gonna be very easy today. I've got issues, haven't I? Servicing kit for the old Hilux. I know she's a little bit battered on the outside, but I service the truck every 6 months, twice a year. Internally, she's lovely. Externally, still trying to get Toyota to sponsor the channel and give me one, but they're not keen yet. Can't imagine why. Right. Lol. From my trip down the river. The actual boat from the river. What a day, right. This is the grass that we were talking about. There's a bit of red clover in places, not much. A lot of volunteer wheat, but it's still at the green, milky stage. I mean, it's less than ideal, considering the position we were in this morning to this. Yes, please. Now I've just got to get on and fence it. I'm just gonna go and shear a few sheep this afternoon, and then tomorrow I'm probably gonna go to market, and then I'm gonna fence this tomorrow afternoon. I think this lays in for like 3 years as well, so they might just let us graze this all the time now, which would be pretty good, wouldn't it? Next door, barley. So when they've combined that, there might be some volunteers there. Might be able to run across there with the sheep, no? Could be good, could be really good. Right, today has not gone at all how I planned at the start. We have basically gone and got every last bit of electric fencing we have. Ta-da! Which isn't a great deal because we have 4 systems out already. I don't know if we're gonna have enough to get around this. I would like to put 3 strands up, probably only gonna have enough for 2. Ready? Right, that is us basically fenced, so it's just finishing the last bit off. How your fortunes can turn around in one day. Crazy. One thing I'm slightly concerned about is there's a lot of like volunteer wheat in this, and it's like at that stage, it's just starting to turn. I know the ewes will be alright, but I'm just a bit worried the lambs are gonna do themselves in on this. And there's quite a lot of it, I don't even see that, but there's quite a lot of it in there. Like big clumps like that. Do we think the lambs are going to kill themselves? Is it a possibility? Definitely a possibility. They've killed themselves over much less. I actually don't know. Anyway, it's getting on a bit tonight, so tomorrow I think we've got an early one. I'm going to go to market. So I'll probably see you then, won't I? I spend more money in there than I do on anything. So I woke up this morning, didn't go to market. I've been very rough with my gut. I've got something called colitis, reversing out on a busy road, and every now and then it absolutely hammers me, wipes me out. And today I just can't do anything. So I didn't go to market this morning. It was absolutely hammering it down anyway. And instead I'm gonna get a load of really annoying little jobs done, like dropping a few tyre trailers off at the garage, tidying up a few bits, go and look at some sheep, just have a nice chill day. I never know how far to push it with my gut because I don't want to be really unwell, so when it's bad I just try and steady up a little bit. So I'm just back at the field that we fenced yesterday. Just going to show you a little trick, but first thing, the wheat in here that I was worried about, quite a lot of it. I spoke to my friend, I've got a friend called Ed Horton, he's an online friend off of the gram, and I spoke to him because I know he grazes a lot of things. If you're interested in sheep managing arable systems, then check out Ed Horton on Instagram because he's doing a lot of it. He's the man. I find him very, very fascinating. And he said to me that he doesn't think that it's going to be a problem. He said them eating that when it's green and milky like that is not the same as them busting into a grain store and filling themselves on corn and dying. So he thinks it won't be a problem, but also caveated that with, don't blame me if it does happen. So we're going to run the risk because I do think the lambs aren't going to go for that first. I think the ewes will sort it out. So that put my mind at ease a little bit. But I'll show you this little trick. So obviously, if you can afford to, when you buy this fencing gear is not cheap. If you're strapped for cash a little bit, or you're just not wealthy people, this ain't a bad idea because every time you come to a corner or need a straining post, one there, one round the corner, one there. They're quite expensive. I was saying they're £25 plus the VAT, so I think they're just over 30 quid per post, and we've put probably 11, 12 out in this field alone, which obviously adds up. A little neat trick, bit of a faff, but I just get a bit of metal that's off of a gate that's broken, and then I just put one insulating post against it, and then I just use another one like this, tie it up against it like that. I can't get any fence posts in here because it's flint, like that. Yeah, and I just slip that through there at the height I want it to be, and then I literally just use a cable tie. A good strong cable tie. You can obviously use whatever you like, but that just needs to be tied to the metal post, and then one in there like that, and that's it. Gives you a nice little straining post. That being said, I am going to make an order with Rapper tonight for about another 4 of them corner posts. We just buy our stuff very gradually. Like in the winter, we've got a lot of this stuff out, and it's just not cheap. Like I'm saying, like the posts alone, like they're like 2.5 quid a plastic post. They're not, because I buy them off eBay and they're cheap, but it's probably a false economy because we do break a few. Don't know whether it helped you, but you never know, do you? I hope all this YouTube makes sense, because usually I try and plan things and make, oh, I can make a little video out of that, that'd be alright. And just nothing's gone to plan the last 2 days. But yeah, thanks for watching anyway. Don't forget to invite your mates. Thanks.